Hi, parents. Welcome to the weekly vlog. This week, I want to talk about a really important skill to have that we, as in our society, really struggle with, um, and that's an apology. This stuff comes this week out of some of the work that Brene Brown, who's a clinical social worker and researcher in Houston, has done, and the work of a clinical psychologist named Harriet Lerner has done. Apologizing is really, really important to be able to do. And sometimes it's easy to do. For example, you know, um, dropping a glass of milk on the floor. That's a pretty important apology, and it's a pretty easy one. And then there are the hard things where we think that we're right, and the other person thinks we're wrong, and we have to try to stretch and see their perspective. And that's a really, really hard thing. For children, in teaching them how to apologize, it's important to emphasize the appropriate way to apologize. The first one is that an authentic apology really has no but in it. So, it's common for me when I try to apologize and I'm still angry to say something like, "I'm sorry, but." And the reality is, there's more truth behind the but than there is in the apology. Um, it's the same thing with when we say something like, "I love you, but," or "I like you, but." There's always more truth behind the but. The second thing to keep in mind is that after an apology is not a great time to launch into all the reasons why what the person apologizing did um, it is wrong. Um, and to teach your kids this, so with kids, we often sort of launch into this. Um, well, you did X, Y, and Z, or what made you think that it was a good idea to do this? Um, and the best response is thank you. Let the apology stand. It's okay to go back later on and reflect on the things that they did wrong. But in the moment, allowing the apology to stand empowers the child to apologize more for things that, admit to things that they've done, and to say, I accidentally broke a toy, I'm sorry, or I got angry at this point and I'm sorry. Um, it also, this lecture can add to sort of the confusion and anger around having to apologize. And so those are two really quick things that I would encourage you to keep in mind when talking to your kids and teaching them how to apologize. And I would also point you to the work of Brene Brown. She has some fantastic books. And I would also point you in the direction of Dr. Harriet Lerner's work as well. So have a great week, and I will see you next week.